Okay, how to take apart the Dyson vacuum cleaner to really clean the whole thing out if it's smelling bad. Sometimes taking this out and washing it does no good because all the old dust trapped on the inside. The first thing is to take off the main filter from the motor, and to do that you just have to know that this is a clamp on the inside. So you just need to use a screwdriver to push this to the side to get this to snap off. There's two of these, so you sort of need 3 hands to do it, but you can sort of undo one, pull half of it off, then do the other one. This snaps right off. The outer filter is the first thing that comes off. This you take off, you pry this open right here, and you just pry all the way around the bicycle tire. It comes off. There's little notches on here, so when you push it back on, you know where to put your pressure. The next thing is, there's 5 of these little screws like this. They're star head screws. I bought this thing from Home Depot, the star head. So basically, we take these screws off. This outer plastic thing comes off. This is everything in here you see is just nasty with old dog hair and oily stuff. After that, this part, there's no screws. This part just comes right off. Little rubber seal, and these are little cones. So that piece comes there, and then all of this, you really need to take this apart before you can clean it real good. So there's 5 screws in here. They're the same type of screws, so right in there you'll see them. Putting them back in is a little tricky because you gotta use little tweezers or tape to set it back in so you can screw them back on. But then there's 2 little ones right here. So these are the smaller size screws. So just 5 there and 2 there, then this thing opens up like a clamshell. All of this is going to be nasty, I promise you. This thing comes off. This is a little rubber, like a, I don't know, silicone washer. That I took that off and washed it. And then there's another black one right here. You can easily take off and wash it. This guy comes off. This is super nasty. And then this last little piece, if you want to, you can take this off. And then there's nothing left to take apart. Slide this back in. The rubber has some grooves in it that goes on the plastic. Just make sure all of this is completely seated correctly. Okay, that's back on there. You take this one, slide that back in. This housing thing is a little tricky sometimes. This just sort of, come on, that goes on there. All of it fits together pretty nicely. So once that's on, then you got the 2 sets of screws. So you put the 5 screws in here, the 2 little screws right there. When that's done, this just fits right in. Don't try to stick it in that way. Remember this, these little rubber seals go on, seal around each little cone. You press these around the cones. It's all sealed up. This thing, right there, little wavy part up top, goes right there, and then you got 5 more screws to screw on. And then the last part is putting this back on. Remember those little notches so you know where to apply pressure when you snap it back on. And then putting this back on is super easy. It just clips right in. And I really had to clean out every bit of dirt on the inside before the bad smell went away.